Hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. So I'm going to start off today with some latest COVID statistics taken from yesterday and today from a combination of WOND AM radio, that's 1400 on the AM dial, and WPG, which is 1450. Now, some of these are for Atlantic County and some of these are for Atlantic City. Now, as of Thursday, October 22nd, 2020, the COVID in Atlantic City we had 37 new cases. They had a total of, COVID in Atlantic City as of Wednesday, October 21st, 2020. I'm referencing from notes here. 721 infections. That's what we have had so far since they started taking into account. These are confirmed cases. We have had 23 deaths. COVID in Hamilton, New Jersey, they have had 731 cases and 57 deaths. And incidentally, as far as the deaths in Atlantic County COVID-19, Hamilton has the most deaths so far. Now, Hamilton high school teacher got tested and he has COVID-19. So now the high school is closed until further notice, but I think it takes about 2 weeks for them to clean up and then they will be able to reopen. So right now it is distance learning only. I was looking at another website to see what their numbers were, and the Atlantic City has its own webpage, and I saw a difference in numbers here. According to the City of Atlantic City's website, they have 3,983 confirmed cases and 245 deaths. But no, that's as Atlantic County has 3,983 confirmed, 245 deaths. I beg your pardon. According to the City of Atlantic City's website, Atlantic City, as of today, has 527 confirmed, 2 recovered, and 18 deaths. Now, you may have heard that our own Governor Murphy, he has recently tested positive, or no, he didn't test positive yet, but he was within close proximity to somebody who has, so he went into an immediate quarantine. So he is playing it safe and he is staying away from people till further notice. So I thought it was good that I would give you guys the latest news from here as far as the coronavirus goes. And you probably already know FDA today finally approved for remdesivir to be used as a treatment. It can shorten the disease by 5 days' time in the hospital, and it also keeps the virus from replicating. You might recall remdesivir is one of the drugs that President Trump mentioned. I believe that was part of his cocktail that he got. So it's good that now doctors had already been using remdesivir as an off use, but now the FDA has said it's officially cool. That means if anybody was nervous about asking their doctor to prescribe it, please, it's safe. Well, they're saying that it's approved as a treatment. So I'm going to bring this up back closer to my wall so I can get a better light for you. I want to tell you about my day. I actually got some things done, and I actually went out today. I had a dentist appointment, and when I was coming back from there, I decided, why don't I go take a look around the boardwalk and see what I can find out for you guys. So when I was coming out of the dentist, I saw those two most attractive young people. It was a man and a woman, and I don't know if they were college students or what. The guy was tall and black, and he looked pretty gay, as if you could tell a person's orientation by their look, but it was just a feeling I had. And he had purple eyeshadow on, and he looked so amazing. And the young lady, she had blonde hair, and she had like a pixie haircut. It was real short, and she had one tattoo on one of her thighs. She was wearing short shorts, and they were really absolutely adorable. And this was about 2 blocks away from my dentist, and we talked for about 15 minutes. The whole encounter started when they complimented me on my hair, and I had to stop and talk to them, and they were just so full of life, and they just were so striking and so interesting and so creative looking. and so friendly and so not what I'm used to seeing here in the area. And I noticed that ultimately they ended up going into my dentist. So I thought that was cool. We had a moment. It was like about, 15 minutes of nice time. And his eyeshadow was fabulous. So from there, oh, and as far as the dentist goes, he gave me a referral to a dental surgeon. I have a couple of bone fragments that are coming through my lower gum, and they actually feel like straight pins whose points are sticking through. And I'm thinking I may end up doing what my brother did when he had the same issue. It actually, they're pointing this way, and if I'm talking funny, I'm actually being poked by my tongue. And not to mention the fact that swallowing, I feel discomfort and the chewing is no fun. My brother, what he did, he had the same issue. Hi, you guys. Delaware, where there's no state sales tax. Delaware, I had a computer shipped to my Aunt Joan, who passed away a couple of days ago or last week. Yeah, so that I wouldn't have to deal with the sales tax. And the next time that she came up to visit us, she gave it. This was like 2 computers ago. So I would definitely, my next big ticket item, I might possibly buy there for that reason. Uh, Anyway, my brother took a pair of tweezers and he pulled them out. And if it's that easy, I may do it rather than take the bus to this guy. I know he will be paid by my insurance and everything, but this is the same dental surgeon that gave us a hard time about my ID situation when I tried calling like almost 2 years ago when I was still looking for a dentist. So, but then I'm thinking, you know what? Since COVID-19 made it so a lot of people have a hard time getting getting to their DMVs to get their ID, I'm thinking they're going to cut me some slack. And anyway, I did find my ID. It's just old and expired, and it's been handled so much you can't see my face, but it's better than nothing. And hey, I have my insurance card, and they'll just have to be happy because it's not like the government's not going to pay them. So after I saw them, I went up toward the boardwalk. Oh no, 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 no! I didn't yet. I was talking to my mother before I went. She says, there's a Walgreens on the way. Why don't you go and get your flu shot?" I said, "You know what? That would be a good idea." So I did, and I never deliberately took off the Band-Aid, but they give you a red Band-Aid with a big W on it and everything. So I went and I got my flu shot, and I'm impressed. There wasn't much of a wait there at all. At first, I thought, should I go back later because I saw 4 people sitting, waiting to be, uh, to get their shots or something. And I didn't kind of like the idea of sitting down on a chair. Plus, I was wearing my mini skirt, and I really don't like sitting down on public surfaces. And you're not going to usually catch me sitting on those benches on the boardwalk. Matter of fact, 95 times out of 100, I will be standing. I would assume, I mean, so many people step on them. Plus, with the COVID, you have to be careful about getting on surfaces. I took off the clothes that I wore to run around today, and the fact that when you go to the dentist, you have to lean back in the chair and everything. Those clothes are going to be washed. And I had 3/4 length sleeves so that my back didn't touch the back of the dentist chair or anything. So I talked to one of the pharmacists there, and he told me that uh, this was probably the best time of the day to go because later on in the day there would be less pharmacists there, but there would be a lot more customers and it would be more crowded. And the whole idea is to obviously be around as more spread out situation as possible. So I stuck around, and you know what? I don't think I was there more than 20 minutes. It really wasn't bad at all. The people behind the counter were very pleasant, and I resisted the urge to walk around and look on the shelves because their food is really outrageously expensive. Unless you happen to catch a sale, like a couple of months ago, I caught a coffee sale there. But for the most part, it's just prices are really, when you're used to going to Dollar Tree and things and you look at some of their prices that they really want, especially if you're looking at the ice cream and stuff, it's like freaking ridiculous. And when it was Rite Aid, sometimes you would have sales, but it's a very different thing now. When I lived in San Francisco, I used to go to Walgreens, and I really liked them a lot. They had food there, and they had a discounted food section, and they also had a decent skincare selection and decent makeup selection. I was able to get my alpha hydroxy and stuff there. I got sunblock there, and believe me, if the prices were really hard, I wouldn't have been going there. And it was almost reasonable, you know. So I came out of there. Then I went on to the boardwalk, and I wasn't going to spend too much time around Tropicana, but I saw one of the chair pushers that I knew, and he told me that there is a book about the rolling chairs and chair pushers on the Atlantic City boardwalk, and it's a takeoff on a Bruce Springsteen song. But he told me the name of it, and I can't remember. It's uh, not I don't remember, but when I go back on Facebook, I'm going to see the name of it, and I'm probably going to get the book, and I'm probably going to make a special video about it because my father was a rolling chair, blue chair operator. That was between 1960 and 1962. The chairs, instead of being pushed, they actually were motorized. And they didn't go that fast, but you could actually drive people around on the boardwalk. And my father did that, and is also as well as selling ice cream on the beach. In order to sell ice cream on the beach, you had to be a veteran. So I would really like to get that book. It's the sort of book that my father would have appreciated. So I was taught, and then I saw a lady that had a Trump shirt, and I thought that was really cool. Usually I'm the one that's wearing a Trump shirt, but I never felt comfortable with the idea of going to a doctor or a dentist wearing something political, because what if you're in a position where they could hurt you, and even subconsciously they see a political thing they don't like? Just like I usually keep this hidden, just because you don't know what people's opinions are going to be on those things. So after a few minutes up there, and then I noticed that there was an employee stationed on the right hand side of where you come in, one of many boardwalk entrances for the Tropicana. And if you don't happen to have a face mask, they have stacks of them to give to people. But I don't go out without my trusty N95. So after I left there, I went back down the boardwalk. I wanted to check out what was going on with the Trump Plaza. You guys probably know that on January 29th, that building is going to be torn down. And so I went to check on what was going on, the progress with that. They have all kinds of netting around the building, and they have been cutting away the supports that attach the building to Boardwalk Hall, for instance, and the parts of it that are touching the Rainforest Cafe, which is right across from Caesars. And I had my other, well, actually, this one, I'm filming this with my Lenovo, and I had that with me, and I used that to get a little bit of footage. I didn't get a lot, and I pretty much confined it to that area. And then walking back, I took Pacific Avenue, and I showed a couple of the strip joints along the way. After that, I went in my garden to do a harvest. I did film that, but do you want to see what I got from my garden? Come with me. You know where I got my injection site. My arm is kind of sore, but I expect that. I see you, Tabby boy. He's in the litter box. Oh, where? Oh, and we keep on having to vacuum up where the termite stuff is. But now I don't understand. It has the sawdust that looks like what termites would make, and yet we've seen what looks like mouse turds. And I'm thinking, could there be both? Because I know for a fact I saw termites over the summertime. They really do look like big ants, but they have wings and they can fly in your hair. And a few got in my hair and in my mother's hair over the summer. And I just figured the termites were roosting in the window. So I got to find the kale. Oh, here. My mother must have rinsed it off and put it in here. This is all full of kale. I went over there and I saw the guy that I call Farmer. His name is Chuck, and we talked about people's pot plants. And he says that he is growing a number of plants over there, not in the garden itself, but around there somewhere. And he said he got a whole bunch of seeds. He said he got like 100 seeds or something. But the thing is, if whatever he's growing has a whole lot of seeds, that means it's probably pretty crappy stuff. You know, and it seems to be the way it is. Any weed I ever grew, it's always been shredded. You know, and as far as some of my other friends here, or the only one that I could think of offhand that was growing, Scrap Iron Michael. I could tell you his name because he's been dead a couple of years. But he grew some in my old backyard, my old place up in the inlet. And it was the crappiest dirt weed. My God, 15 minutes after you smoked it, you have to smoke some more because you didn't feel anything. So anyway, this is all full of kale. Oh, you want to see Cassie? Sneak up to her. Oh, look who I got. Look at the baby. Oh, the baby girl. This is my Cassie. How you doing? You so pretty. Oh, yes. Oh, look at my Cassie girl. She's so pretty. Yes, she is. She's a pretty girl. Just don't get my hair dirty. Oh, yes, don't get my hair dirty. Oh, yes. This is my Cassie girl. This is my Cassie girl. I don't want you to hurt me with your claws. Especially since I'm going to go balancing my computer with one hand. Right? You got to be good. Here, why don't you come with me? Oh, Cassie, come with me. Cassie, come with me. You know what? Here, why don't I set you down? Oh, I wanted to show you guys something I found. Set this back down here. I found a suitcase, and I'm in the process of cleaning it up, but I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. I saw it. I had to take it. Dude, look at this. There doesn't seem to be anything at all wrong with it. The name, here, this is what the name is. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The eyeshadow is from B&H Cosmetics original Zodiac palette. Not the Zodiac Love Signs palette, but the Zodiac palette. But the brow bone color, I actually used the Blacklight Highlight palette. Not the white one, not the white color, but the yellow color. And I didn't use the Better Than Sex eyeliner because I can't rely on that one to be waterproof because it's not. So I used the new Chinese eyeliner, the one that says 36H for 36 hours. That is the closest thing to waterproof. And matter of fact, that's their mascara that I'm using too. Because if ever your eyes are going to water, it's going to be in the dentist chair. This is a Wet n Wild lipstick. The cheek color is actually the bronzer from the Too Faced Christmas Star. And for the highlighter, I used, that same, no, for the highlighter, I used the highlighter from the Zodiac Love Signs palette, which is a warmer, like a champagne highlight as opposed to a whiter highlight. Yeah, I'm using, matter of fact, I'm going to show you the exact color because I can't hold that thought. Oh, everybody. So this is the Zodiac Love Signs palette, and I don't use it all that much. And I used this matte purple here. And in the crease, oh, I didn't do the, it wasn't really crease, but almost the brow bone. I used this color here. But I'm going to show you the difference in the highlighter between this and then this is the Zodiac Love Signs palette. And this is its, you see how its center highlighter is more of like a champagne color. I think these palettes actually go together well because I think the purples, the matte purples in that other palette would go well with like the pinks and the fuchsias and the golds around here. And I really love working with gold and purple together. I just love the golds in these. The only thing is, another reason why I don't use these all that much is because they're really not the most portable things. I mean, can you imagine taking these to Washington, D.C., and then anything that has magnets in them, you have to make sure that it's not in the same bag as your computer so that you don't demagnetize anything. That's another reason why I like to carry small palettes when I'm traveling, when I know I'm going to be filming. So, but I want to get back to showing you this luggage. My mother is like, why are you bringing this in? But it looks so extremely clean. As a matter of fact, the inside it almost looked like Louis Vuitton knockoff, but it says WT, which, okay, world traveler, duh. But I don't know, this is not the most high quality built-in webcam. I know it's really grainy footage. I could try turning on the light above. Here, does that look any better? But I haven't sterilized this yet. I would normally run the shower and everything in the bathtub over there, but there's my brother needs to do something with the drain and do some scrubbing and things. So I suppose I could wait until a day when I don't have a sink full of dishes and just use the we have a nice sprayer here that you can rinse things off. I don't know if I want you to see that I have a whole bunch of dishes because guess what? I have a life. You see this sprayer? It's really great for, I use that to fill the hot pot for the tea, actually. It's easier than ladling water into it or using a cup and putting water in that way. But, okay, now that I've shown you that, I want to bring this back into my room. Cassie, I see you. Oh. Hi, Tabby boy. I see you. I see you. You're my baby. So, now, I want to talk to you about that club, that thing I'm supposed to be going to see my buddy Malcontent play at the Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall. I had a different radio station than the one that Rush Limbaugh is on. When I came back from the dentist, I switched to WOND. And was listening to some other guys, and they had some. Scott Cronick from the Press of Atlantic City was talking about the Halloween parties. And one of the things that Malcontent forgot to tell me was that event that he's going to be opening up for, they're all also going to be having a costume contest. They're going to be wanting people in costume. And I don't normally forget about wearing a costume when there's any kind of Halloween things. I've learned for a long time that if I didn't wear a costume, there's always going to be some idiot that thinks I'm wearing a costume. So I kind of don't have much choice. So I'm thinking, how can I incorporate that Trump shirt into a costume? But I'm thinking, even though the Trump shirt has absolutely nothing to do with it, I can always, I'm thinking, I got to throw a costume together. And I don't want to have to, I don't feel like going really, really elaborate with the zebra striping like I can do, because that's a lot of work. And if people aren't going to really appreciate it, and especially if there's not cash prizes involved, like at least when they have events at the casinos, they can afford to give you cash prizes and things. And usually the prize of these things is just like free beer or restaurant vouchers or different things, and I don't need vouchers for overpriced food. It's still just food. When you live in a resort town, that doesn't really impress you that much. But as far as costumes go, I was thinking we have tiger ears and a tiger tail. I have this, and I have these spandex pants. I want to make sure that they don't fall on this floor. And I'm thinking I can do something with makeup, brown and black makeup, do cheetah, tiger, whatever. Or maybe one side of my face normal and the other side a cheetah or a tiger or something. So depending on what angle it is, I can either pose as a normal person wearing a tiger outfit or do the makeup. That way I do something. But then if I do that, then I'm thinking I can get a number of videos out of it, because one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to bring my camcorder and film his set and hope that the camcorder does a decent job. I know that if I tried to film it using a computer, the sound would be really crappy. And I filmed him a few times in the past, and he was very disappointed in the audio. So I'm going to give it a shot with the camcorder, but I'm going to bring this computer with me because that way I can film some other things before, in between the musical acts or some of the things. There's always going to be something interesting that I can use the footage for. Plus, I found out that my friend who I'm going to see play, they're going to be having his face on a local brewery's beer. And so he is really, really, really over the moon about this, and I'm happy for his success. Hi, Char. How you doing? Hi, Andrea. Belly Button King. Oh, all right. For the Belly Button King, this is my navel ring today. I could see the heart's a little bit got a little bit crooked there. Good. Look at that. It definitely goes with what I'm wearing. And this necklace here is made by my friend Craig Sterling Thompson, the same man who is the artist. And you can wear it different ways depending on which beads you want to show off. And always want to plug him because he's a good friend. Oh, I'm getting hot here. I wonder if I can sucker Tabby Boy from that. I gave him one of those Nutro grain-free. I opened that up. They really like that. Cups and gravy. But Tabby Boy, I think, is underneath my bed now. I guess he feels I exploited him enough. Now, while I'm filming this, I could see that somebody's trying to message me on Facebook, and I don't think she realizes that I'm filming. And there's no way that I can take a look at that without Xing this off, and that would absolutely be a stupid thing. So I'm sorry, friend. You're going to have to wait till I'm done filming. Hot, 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 hot. Let me take a look here, see if there's anything else I wanted to mention. Oh, yeah. I think I got to check the this bag to see if there's anything else that I got from the garden. I think there is. Let's see. Okay. Do we have here? Oh, tiny, 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 tiny little, very hot pepper. This is a frame of reference, what it looks like. Tiny little guy. I may have gotten one more. Ah, another tiny, tiny, tiny hot pepper. Yes, you're telling me it's 2 in the morning. Yes, it is. Even if I didn't have clocks in most of the rooms in my house, the lower right-hand corner of all of my computers always tells me the time and tells me what day it is. So if I ever don't know what day it is or what time it is, I just check my computer. And there's numerous big spots on my computer. Oh, did you see my kale? So I had chopped up some kale in with a pork chop and some carrots and some rice. And the carrots needed to be cooked some more, so I cooked the carrots in the stove, but I put everything else in the rice cooker. And the rice steamers are so good for other things besides cooking rice. I love them for warming things, and I love that the rice steamer cooks and reheats all different kinds of rice, the brown rice, the white rice. It seems to, I think it detects when moisture evaporates. That said, I really love this sausage too. I think I'm going to go on their website, and I got to find out. I don't know where people bought it. My brother brought it in. Where he got it from, I don't know, but I've never seen this anywhere before. I probably would faint if I looked at the price tag, but I'm telling you, it is so amazing. And we didn't really know what to do with it, but if you like pot stickers, they taste like the filling that you would have in pot stickers, and they would be great. Make a fried rice with this. I would call them, but no, what I have to say to them, I would want it actually in, type it out, because who knows? Maybe they say, you know what? I'm going to send her some coupons for some free sausage. Wouldn't that be good? Cassie. Look at the Cassie. Oh, look at the Cassie girl. I got Cassie. I got my Cassie girl. See? Yeah, it's so easy to sneak up on her. She doesn't hear me coming. Just swoop her up on her. Yes, I swoop up on her. I scoop her up. Yes, I scoop her up. Oh, and whenever we eat anything that has any kind of meat, she's right there, and she's very demanding. She's like, I know you got some. Give it up. You got some meat for me. You got some meat for me, and you're going to give it up now. You're going to give it up right now. She's just, very aggressive. She is. She always wants it. She never doesn't want to eat. Where does she put it? Where does she put it? Look at this little cat. Where does she put it? Oh, she would eat Italian sausage too. She'll eat pasta. She'll eat macaroni. She'll eat spaghetti. She ate, what was it? Ziti? What the hell was it? Oh, let me, big one. Rigatoni. This cat ate a whole rigatoni with no sauce on it. Not even 2 weeks ago. I mean, why would that even appeal to a cat? And she ate it. She ate it. Yes, she did. Oh, she ate it. And she'll eat things with spaghetti sauce on them. Yes. But you got to be real careful not to have onions for a kitty. There was no garlic. We've been out of garlic for almost a month. There is not even any dried garlic in the house. Sucks not having garlic, you know? Uh, and, but, hey, look at it this way. I can breathe at people and I'm not going to knock them down because there's no garlic. So you got to look on the bright side of things. You really do. Cassie. But, so, you think I can handle pouring boiling water in this to sterilize it? Because I'm thinking of, in case, anything as long as it's not whole wheat. There's nothing worse than whole wheat pasta. It's supposed to be better for you, but it's really grainy and stuff. When I get garlic again, I'm going to make spaghetti and clams again. But what I want to get some chocolate brownie mix so that I can make pot leaf shake brownies. It's not going to be hash brownies because I don't have any hashish. But I have extra leaves. Nice big leaves. Well, not big, but, leaves. And you can let them dry and you can use them in brownies, And, excuse me. Big leaves like this. Yeah, you don't need to use your good stuff for brownies. The only thing is you're not going to get an extremely kick-ass THC content in them. But that's better than having a scary experience with your edibles. You really don't want. Yeah. If you guys don't know already, I like marijuana, okay? And I'm hoping that it passes and it gets fully legal. So, any of you guys are in New Jersey and you approve of keeping club kids like me out of trouble and people like my brother out of trouble, well, he's legal, so he doesn't have to worry about it. But really, people should not go to jail for a plant. And that is up on our ballot this year. And I think there's 4 or 5 other states that are also have legalization on the ballot. So if we have, this smells kind of nice. There's other parts that smell better. But, like I said, I'm guessing things might be crappy. But I'm going to, the next cooking video I make, I think is going to be a brownie video. So I only want to cook the things that are because I can cook all kinds of things, I'm sure. But I love this stuff. I really do. I'm gonna turn this light out here, and I don't know where. Oh, Cassie's eating. Good. That's good. So I hope the COVID stats weren't too depressing. When I was playing all those different radio stations yesterday and I was getting all this detailed stuff, I was taking notes because yeah, but what about the all the Republicans I know that love this stuff? I can't tell you how surprised I was at the people in our Trump groups that I was meeting in Washington, D.C. it was somebody would pull out a cannabis vape pen. Uh, Sometimes it would be these really, really, really old people. Some just all these different kinds of people. You can't look at people and tell uh, who loves pot and who doesn't, any more than you can look at somebody and assume what their political. You can, people can maybe be good at guessing, but obviously, all the people think that I'm on the left, But hi, Cassie. Mm. Place really exists. Deodorants want to make it legal. Democrats want to make it legal, or deodorants want to make it legal. Well, um, the best thing about Phil Murphy is he wants us to have legalized weed. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at your expense. I mean, when I type fast, and I type very fast with one finger, but then I have all these typos, and I have never found out a way to fix a typo in a chat room. And I didn't even know that people could take down their comments. Thank you, Danielle. I haven't read everything everybody has said. I'm sorry for starting so late. For those of you who don't know why I'm doing this late at night, first of all, I wanted to watch the presidential debate. And first, I thought I was going to have to listen to it on the radio, but when I saw that it was live streaming on a number of channels on YouTube, including, so I was going to go with Fox News Channel, but when I saw that Right Side Broadcasting was starting like 3 hours before the actual debate, and I like some of the behind the scenes stuff. So I brought this into the kitchen and I watched it with my mother. But then the battery drained down to 10%, and I was getting this warning thing. And my mother says, Leather, your computer's down to 10% battery. So I took it into this room and I plugged it in, and I realized that I couldn't do the live stream until I got my power back up, because I can't carry this computer around with it being plugged in, obviously. So I had to start with it being at full. So that's why I waited so long. Uh, but hey, at least I had time to organize. I mean, I already had all the notes about COVID here. So I knew that that was what I was going to base this live stream on, and then just tell you guys about my day. And I thought that that would be interesting enough. I have not looked over the footage that I shot today. It really wasn't long. I don't think I was, after I got out of the dentist, I honestly don't think I was out there an hour. And even though the time that I spent talking to my buddy who pushes chairs, when I saw that lady with the Trump shirt, I was really, I didn't expect to see that. Usually I'm the one person that's representing, but since I knew that I was going to be doing some YouTube videos, I didn't want to wear a political thing. It was for, for that reason too. It was a beautiful day. It was like 75, 77 degrees. I had to carry my umbrella. I didn't need a jacket. There was many people wearing tank tops and full-on t-shirts. There were people at the Boardwalk Beer Garden. There was one thing that happened that was kind of disturbing. Right in front of the Tropicana, there is a pavilion that, it looks like it's got a roof like a house, and it's got a bunch of benches. And I noticed that there was both possibly casino patrons and maybe locals, and there was a few homeless people there too. And there was MSNBC. Well, we don't get cable television anymore, but you can use the on-demand Comcast menu, and you can actually get little YouTube videos. I'm just speaking of glasses. I want to show this. You guys have seen my Ben Franklins that I use to when I need to look at something, tiny screen or a little label or something. We got a doorbell rang. Some guy said that somebody left glasses in front. And he says, do I need a pair of readers? So I wash these real good. And I think these are ugly as sin. But they're definitely readers. They're sure not glasses of any kind. And I sure as hell can't see them. And now my favorite style is actually aviators. But you're bringing up MSNBC. MSNBC, they have a whole lot of those little news videos and things. And my mother really likes to watch them. And I think my mother has a hots for Anthony Fauci. She thinks he's great. Oh, you guys. All right, check this out. I shouldn't laugh at her expense. I know that. And I'm not being mean. But, check this out. Do you see this? My mother has Dr. Anthony Fauci's picture on the fridge. She likes him. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. He is kind of cute. But I think my mother likes that he is assertive and strong-willed enough, and he's not afraid to stand up to Trump. But frankly, I wish that he would be more supportive of Trump. If you wouldn't argue with him, then Trump, maybe it isn't nice for a president to call him names sometimes, but I don't censor. If you guys don't know what I just did, YouTube's algorithm gave me an opportunity to not post something one of you guys said, and I could have hidden it or I posted it, and I'm not going to hide it unless somebody says something that was unforgivable to say, and I can't imagine any of you guys would, or anybody who didn't like me could find this. By the time they found the stream, it'd probably be over anyway. But anyway, I posted to approve it. No, I don't think so. There's more and more Republicans are finding out that there is money in taxes and in ancillary industries to be made through the legalization of cannabis. Not just the weed smoking in and of itself, but the culture surrounding it, plus all the other uses for hemp, all the industrial uses for hemp, their nutritional uses for the seeds, all the protein that's in a hemp seed. You know how good it is for you. It's good for animals also, plus the CBD that they have, and that's something I've never experimented with, but supposedly they're really good for physical pain, and they're good for insomnia, and they're good for emotional pain, and supposedly people who used to be on psychiatric drugs have been able to get off of them through using CBDs, even though I think they're not only using CBDs, but I think they're also inhaling, I think. So that's so more and more Republicans are, and plus more and more people are learning that marijuana would, yeah, I know Tucker would. Tucker hates pot. I know. Yeah, and you know who else would disagree with me? Michael Savage. He hates weed. Oh my God. I didn't care for him at first. I heard him on Michael Savage on the radio, and he was complaining about one of the, not a Miss America pageant, but another beauty pageant. And apparently one of the contestants had a belly ring or a nose ring or something. He went on and on about that terrible piece of jewelry that was on that woman's body and how ugly that made her, as if just that belly ring made that woman ugly in his eyes. And he was just going on and on, on and on, on and on, and on and on, belly aching about it. And I'm hearing this, and nobody likes to hear somebody talk about something that basically is like them saying, you are ugly according to this person. And then he talks about weed and how dangerous weed is, and how weed is a gateway drug, and how weed tempts people and makes people do other things, and a whole bunch of bullshit. Which I'm not saying maybe there might not be 5% of the population for whom that really, but just because you do something before you do other things does not in and of itself make it a gateway. That's ridiculous. That's like saying that beer is a gateway alcohol because people tend to drink beer before they discover whiskey, for instance. Or how's about the people that their first experiences drinking alcohol would be like the wine coolers, the Bartles and James, or the Boone's Farm champagne, the cheap champagne. So they drink these sweet things that don't taste nasty, and then later when they get older, they discover the really nasty tasting mixed drinks like maybe um, martinis and things, which I've never had. And now that I'm sober, I'm never gonna. I like the sweet things and things like Long Island iced teas and things that get a girl in a lot of trouble. So, but I really don't miss the stupidity of alcohol. But I feel a little I'm kind of surprised and maybe amazed, and sometimes I feel a little sad when I see how so many other people can drinking can be a part of their life and it doesn't seem to cause them problems. Now and then, maybe probably it does, but it just maybe there's a part of me that's a little bit jealous because they can do it and I can't. But I don't know. I don't really want to. I know that I had a lot of really interesting experiences on it. And what good is even having a really, really, really great time if you're so drunk that you black it out and you don't remember? Or you find out you thought that you had a good time and everything, only to find out that you lost something or that you kissed the wrong person and, or worse, you know. But but that said, I know what it's like to feel that I'm the only person that likes pot, or when I used to do other things, I felt that there were certain people who I knew really strongly disapproved, and I always felt kind of, well, you can feel when people don't like something. And even though you can say, hey, this is my life, this is my body, it's my choice, we're all grown ups here. And I think people can be trusted to make the best decisions for themselves. But still, I was always conscious of the fact that some people thought that what I was doing was really not good. But alcohol, I could see them having an issue with, and hard drugs, I can see having an issue with. But marijuana, I do feel for most people is largely harmless. I know that for me, it is very pleasant. It's kind of like hug from God, so to speak. It's just can really adjust my attitude, and it's definitely a de-stressor. And because my tolerance is so high, I don't get really, 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 really fucked up on it. But there's sometimes there can be a fine line between getting fucked up on it and being uncomfortably high, and that's not pleasant. And that is why a lot of people are afraid of or don't like edibles, because you don't know how much you're really getting. And whenever I've tried edibles, I've never felt a thing. But that said, I'd rather feel nothing or almost nothing than feel too much. And at least when you smoke, you can monitor and you can get exactly the right dosage. When you're eating, you have to wait for it to uh, for yourself to feel it, and it takes over an hour, and you have to wait and wait and then judge, what if it hasn't come on yet, and you eat more, and then you end up having too much. So that's, I don't have a lot of experience with that. But now I am going to spend some time in Colorado. But what's up with all these forest fires there? That's must be terrifying to be out. They say that some of them are actually not all that far away from Denver, and they've been having very high winds lately, and the dryness and the high winds, and I would think that they would do better with their forest management, but I know very little about the forestry practices in Colorado. I know where I know of California, of course, because I used to live there. But I would think that a place with so many natural resources and with all the skiing and things, I would think the state like Colorado would have the proper management. But I don't know enough about what exactly caused these fires and if there were other mitigating circumstances, anything to do with uh, power lines or arson or whatever. I don't know. So I monitor the news quite steadily because of the radio and now having both computers and things, but there's so much information you can't possibly know everything. So I thought there was something else that I wanted to show, and I can't find it. So what do you think? Do you think I got things accomplished today? I would like to just take tweezers and pull that thing out. It really, really not fun. So, but okay, I'm going to probably close this off soon. I don't want to say that I'm tired, but it is 2:25 in the morning, and I'm sure some of you guys want to go to sleep. So I will see you in a couple of days, and I will continue to monitor the COVID stats so that I can try to make that. I'm not going to promise that this is going to be something I have in all these videos, but while I can, I think it's good to get the information and get it as current as I can, and from trusted news sources like our local radio. And if I can help you out by doing that, I will do so. And I haven't gotten anything from Wish yet. I hope some of those fancy masks get here in time. I have what, 11 days till my birthday, something like that, 13, whatever. But anyway, I hope that some of that stuff comes in the mail. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, sub me. I will see you guys in a couple of days. Stay safe. Bye.